Okay, so it's recording now. Okay, David, do you want to start the conversation on the movers and shakers for this week?
Maybe go through the top 10.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay, I'll just share a screen first.
So it's free chat, and we're just going to guide the discussion with the topics, and just everybody hop in and give your opinion, and we'll talk about things, and hopefully I'll learn from each other.
Guys, can you see my screen in a minute? I've got
Yeah.
CoinMarketCap open yet.
Yeah.
Well, number 10, I'm going to start from 10 to 1 because we keep the best for last. As seen as it's been absolutely a crazy day for Bitcoin. First thing I noticed there, Bitcoin Cash is up almost 31% in the week, although today it's up only 0.27%. I don't hold any Bitcoin Cash myself, but anybody who does, congratulations. Not bad gains for 7 days.
I don't like normally the Bitcoin forks, so no, I don't hold them.
I wouldn't myself. I'd stay well away from them. But in these types of markets, people just seem to love them. And is that going to be registered on PayPal?
That's what I was going to say. So that's why I'm holding Bitcoin Cash, is because when PayPal go live with the rest of the world, it's going to be Bitcoin, Litecoin, Bitcoin Cash, and ETH, and they're the four that they'd be going live with.
Yeah, it makes sense to hold some of that for sure.
And then if you think of like retail FOMO and people coming in on affordability, Bitcoin Cash is still less than $1,000, whereas both ETH and, God forbid, Bitcoin, they're starting to become unaffordable for the general PayPal user, yeah? But Bitcoin Cash and Litecoin are not.
No.
I think it's holding a full coin, isn't it?
Yeah.
That's what people are drawn to, whereas you can hold 0.01 of a Bitcoin or a whole Bitcoin Cash.
Yeah, I think that's very true.
There's a whole psychology thing there going on.
Yeah, it also relates into the way that most newcomers to the space, they tend to look at the price of a coin. I've had a lot of my friends say over the last few weeks, I'm going to buy that, it's only 1 cent, or it's only 2 cents, or point something of a cent. When obviously, I'm sure all you guys know that market cap is the initial thing to be looked at. So coin price is kind of irrelevant to me anyway, when I look at things. It's relative to the market cap, I guess. Yeah, so number 9, we have Chainlink.
Sorry, David.
Stagnant.
Sorry,
go
David.
ahead. Sorry, yeah.
The circulating supply item, it's important too, no? Because if the coin have too much, we can see a direction where it's going or whatever. No?
Yeah, and that will affect the price also, obviously. Yeah, you're dead right.
Okay, thank you.
Yeah, I was just going to say, Chainlink is kind of underperforming compared to the rest of the market. It's creeping up slowly. I mean, 14.6 over the week. It's good, but in these market conditions, I would consider that pretty sluggish. It's down 0.79% today, which is absolutely nothing. So we don't even worry about that. When I look at Litecoin here, this is another one that has not popped, considering the current market conditions. This could really moon. I mean, I'm not holding any. I'm going to buy some of this. Paula, I think you actually hold some of this yourself. I think it's a good play at the minute. It's up 25.4% on the week.
I own, but I don't own because I lost my keys, my secret keys. So I left them on a computer of work. And I left the work and I forgot them there. So
that's expensive education.
No, in fact, it's just I bought them when it was I think 30 euros or something like that. It's not a big loss.
Enough.
When you see the price going up, you don't want to be another Bitcoin guy that looks like could be millionaire today. You see.
You find your route and through a skip somewhere, huh? Yeah, so I mean, Litecoin, I think anybody who doesn't hold Litecoin, I don't hold it myself. I tried to stay away from coins that have no fundamentals, but in these market conditions, I will definitely be buying it back. As for XRP,
I disagree with the no fundamentals on Litecoin. Like Litecoin has been a top 10 coin forever. So along with
Yes, I
Bitcoin
have.
and ETH, it's the only coin that's been consistently in the top 10.
Yeah, I mean, as it is really is it's a fork of Bitcoin. We
It
could
is
say that
another fork, yeah.
Bitcoin has no fundamentals, but as a stores of value, these things are good. But I mean, Litecoin, I mean, there's nothing bad to be said about it right now. I definitely going to get myself a bag for sure. You know.
That's the one I have.
Yeah,
Good on you.
LTC. Yeah,
Keep holding
Or
yeah,
buy more.
definitely.
or buy more,
Buy
yeah.
more. Yeah, it's a great time. It still hasn't popped relative to the rest of the market. I would definitely buy more of that for sure. Couldn't
We can
really
have
go
a look
wrong.
at the chart on it in a few minutes.
Yeah, I know you've been charting Litecoin, Paul. You can give us a look at that in a bit. At where are we? Number 4. XRP is down to number 4. I personally don't like XRP. I got burned on it before. But to anybody that holds it, I've got to take my hat off and salute you, because you got to have diamond hands to hold on to that stuff. So congratulations,
Simon's
XRP
smiling
army.
there. Are you an XRP holder, Simon?
I've got a bit.
Fair play.
It's
Are you
one of my
holding
smaller
long?
holdings. I have been, and mainly because I've got it in Celsius,
Oh yes.
gaining interest. But
Well,
yeah,
the
not
XRP
smaller
for
than it
me
used to be.
is sentimental because it was my first coin. I opened an account somewhere and they gave me 30 centimes of dollar in XRP in 2016. So I remember that the most high value that the coin had was $125. I keep them just for sentimental reasons. It's the only that I own, but it's just it was my first ever crypto that I own on my power, so it's sentimental just for me.
Yeah, look, I'm
And they
sure it's made a
say
lot of people rich.
if the SEC case goes well, that it could really, really take off then. So from what I've heard, a lot of people say just keep a little bit, because obviously that case is pending. But as I said, if that goes well, it could really take off. So it's worth having a little bit of it anyway.
I guess it's where you bought it as well. I mean, I was lucky enough to get it at about 18 cents. But if you were buying when it was like all-time high, that probably sticks in the.
Was
in the
that
gut.
around $3 or did it go to 7? It was only 3,
I
wasn't
think
it?
it was about 3. Yeah.
Yeah,
I
okay.
think it was about
okay.
3. Yeah, just over 350 or something.
I believe XRP it competes with Linkcoin.
With Litecoin? No, not really.
No, with the Chainlink.
Chainlink.
Oh,
Chainlink, because they try to connect the crypto world to the banks or something like that.
oh, and is that what Chainlink are doing? Yeah.
Yeah, Chainlink control it. They're an oracle. They control the flow of the information. You know.
Yes, it takes the information from the outside world and give it to the crypto space.
Yeah, they're an oracle. Yeah.
Yes, oracles. Yes.
Yeah, that's different to what XRP are doing, or well, the company Ripple Labs, should I say? Because it's Ripple Labs that are going after the banks, but the banks aren't using the XRP coin. Isn't there something to that effect?
Yes, but they are connected with the banks, or what are their plans in the future? I don't know exactly. So.
Yeah, guys. So that's XRP and Cardano. That's creeping up. I mean, I think that's going to blow, guys. What do you think? I think it's knocking on the door of
With
a dollar.
the new implementation, you think that is going to what's the potential there? Well, in your opinion, David?
I think it's going to be huge. I think they've got some big stuff coming up, and people are saying it's overhyped, but this is real hype as far as I'm concerned. I'm not a massive holder myself, but just anything that guy touches turns to gold. You know, what's his name? Charles Hoskinson, the guy who runs Cardano. Yeah, everything he touches just turns to gold. He's probably the best programmer in the crypto world, so you got to be bullish on that stuff, you know.
And
Yeah.
there was there's some rumors going around as well about an announcement that hasn't been made yet of some sort of funding deal that's going on that Cardano are involved in.
What do you mean, Paula?
Yeah, I'm not too sure. That's what I was seeing if any of yous had heard. So on some of the YouTube channels that I've been watching, they've been hinting at there's an announcement to be made.
I think based on my information, they are working on, they are testing already something on the system. It was not a deal; it was just basically an upgrade to the network, as far I could understand.
Oh, the Gogan update. No, there's something, Paul. I think what you're
Wasn't it to do
referring
with
to.
Africa?
Yeah, that's what I
basically
think
going
it
to
was.
create
It was Africa, yeah.
what they're trying to do is they're trying to create a treasury within the Cardano system. So the fees as people stake and validate their nodes, a little portion will go into that treasury. It'll be about like 20% of all the fees eventually. But then what they'll do is they'll take the money from the treasury, and new developers who want to develop on the Cardano system can submit their proposal for what they want to develop. And so it's kind of like they're trying to create a sustainable cycle where, you know, new developers come on and they can get funding. And so the first round will be, I think if you apply, what you'll do is you get approved, and people who are staking and validating in Cardano are the ones who vote. And so on the right ones. And so once that takes off, the first round, you'll get, if you're voted on, you get $1,000, I think $1,000 a month for 6 months. But I think it'll probably get bigger, the amount that people will be offered to finance their own businesses as more and more people continue to stake and go onto Cardano.
Yeah.
They are building basically ecosystem, no?
I assume you're a Cardano holder then, yeah?
Me?
No, Quinn?
Yeah, I love Cardano. I think, I think, IOHK is what Charles, because he was a founder of Ethereum, one of the 8, I think. And he started IOHK, which is kind of like more of like a research-based in blockchain company. And that's where Cardano came out of. It was a lot of development, took a long time because they're writing academic papers and getting it all peer reviewed. But so it takes a lot more time, but I think Cardano's got a really interesting game plan moving forward. So yeah, I guess for sure holding on Cardano.
Yes,
Good,
I also understand that for Cardano, there is a research institute involved with a lot of mathematics. But I understand that for the moment, the network Cardano is not used. So is nothing which is working for the moment.
Yeah, they're phase 0.
So they are all plans.
Yeah, but I think on the crypto space, you find a lot of concepts to be proved yet to happen. I think there is a lot of things happening, but I don't see many things happening. Real products outside yet.
Yeah, you've got to be wary of these blockchains that aren't built on Ethereum. They're completely separate blockchains. I mean, how hard is it going to be to move people off of MetaMask and stuff like that and get them into this whole new blockchain? I mean, that's why I'm more bullish on projects that will fit into existing blockchains. But look, it's Charles Hoskinson, as you were saying. So, man, everything he touches just explodes into
I think
gold.
what's interesting with Charles is he's trying to think about the Cardano blockchain being interoperable with other blockchains. So he wants to be basically facilitating the connection between Cardano and Ethereum. And obviously that takes time because Ethereum 2.0 has to roll out too. So he wants to connect different blockchains, but I know it's all very new. Phase 3 of all this will be really interesting.
Yeah, for sure. And I think it's in a consolidation period at the moment. It's after having some really nice gains, and I think it's just going to coil back up and blow through $1 straight up past 130. Its all-time high is 133, if I'm not mistaken. So that's going to be interesting. If you have Cardano, I think you could easily see that go to another few billion market cap over the next coming months, by summer even, you know. And as you say, it hasn't been much, 0.44 for the week. It's not a lot in current circumstances, but it's just consolidating to get ready for that to pop. And after that, then number 5, I believe, speaking of projects and blockchains that are a lot of talk and not much action, here we have Polkadot. I mean, it's just basically a test net, and it's number 5 on the chart here. It's unbelievable. You know, I'm bullish on it, but I mean, look, it's still not really much of anything going on, you know, the way. For the poker starter launch projects, apart from that, I mean, Here we are.
They've been
It-
hit and miss as well, haven't they? The
Yeah.
Polka Start project. I had invested some in Umbrella, and that popped for a bit. Looked like it
Yeah.
was going to shoot up, and then it's retraced back down to, I think it's about $1.55 at the moment.
Yeah, and that's unusual. Everything else that's launched off that has done possibly a minimum of a 10, 20x by now, you know. So, yeah, I mean,
Well,
look,
they
it's up.
have said, so that Polka Swap website, they're said they'd be launched by the end of Q1.
Yeah,
So to have a Polka Swap, they have to have a polka dot.
So that means we should hold some of them up to the Q1, no?
For sure, like I would say so.
yeah. I mean,
There
it's
has to be,
moving pretty
there will
heavily.
definitely be a ramp up to things going live, but it is meant to be Q1 that it moves off the test net, but it's a live test net. And they're saying, from what I've read, that no, it'll remain a test net. It's now up to these parachains that are being developed on top of it to take it to the next phase. So the core development is done and it remains as a test net.
So what does that make Kusama a test net of a test net?
Yeah.
I don't know. I mean, look, it's up 14.7% on the week. It's up since I was holding. I'm holding off for over a year now. Some absolutely savage gains out. I'm not going to give out, but I don't know. I mean, it's a crazy market. Stuff just speculation is rife, as you were saying. So it's, I mean, everyone else is bullish. They're not.
If they make a swap product, I believe they will blow, because with big fees on Ether.
Yeah,
everybody
Ether is really expensive at this time.
Yeah, that's a problem right now. I mean, anybody, I'm sure you guys have been on MetaMask. I got charged just to do a couple of simple transactions, like 1,500 quid in fees, and I wasn't happy. I wasn't happy. I took everything off it, and just I'm finished dealing with that now with the gas fees the way it is. I'm not prepared to pay them anymore, you know. And it's all right if you're a whale, but if you're just moving a couple of grand here and there and you get charged 100, 150 euros, man, it's a bit much for me. I don't like it. I don't like it at all.
The concept of the crypto is keeping the fees low, no?
Yeah, surely.
That's the advantage.
Yes.
With Ether, the problem is that there are a lot of transactions per second, and Ether, the actual version of Ether is not supported so much transactions per second. So,
yeah, I can't take it. Just can't cope.
Yeah.
And I mean, yeah, and then look, I mean, I don't know why this is at number 4. We have Tether. I mean, Tether's just Tether, so let's not even talk about that. It's pointless. Binance kind of number 3. This is huge. I mean, how the hell did this happen? 133. I know it's because of Pancake Swap. The Binance chain is actually alive because of these ETH gas fees. But wow, I never saw this coming. This makes me sick. I sold all my BNB when I was doing crap. I just sold it on. Every time I look at this, I just feel like getting sick. 700%.
That if statement, David, is brilliant, because if we know what we know today.
Yeah. It was just
I see
bar.
Simon is smiling though. He's holding his a while.
I've held it. I mean, I got in on it at about, I think it was about $7 something. I didn't buy a huge amount, but I was using it to pay for fees on Binance and stuff like that, and it's gradually gone down and down and down. And I look back at it and I think, actually, I thought they were really cheap fees at the time, but obviously you look at it now. But yeah, Pancake Swap, going on to that's been doing amazing. Staking liquidity, and I think the some of the returns you get have been phenomenal on it, like thousands of percent APY.
So I got stung with the sushi swap. So I decided I wasn't doing any more of those food coins.
Well, Paulie, you would have been disgusted if you looked into the Binance top 3 last week. You had bake, cake, and the Pancake Swap in the top 3. This is a sign we're at the top. This has got to be it's just, yeah, I don't do food coins myself. But
and you think there is any outsider of this list that can make a movement on the next weeks, let's say, or months?
Yeah, wow, looking through. Yeah, I mean, I'm
Yeah,
really
the Miata,
bullish.
Miata is growing up. I think he duplicated on the last month.
Yeah.
Miata. I don't know how to spell it
Oh,
correctly.
IOTA, yeah,
IOTA,
yeah.
IOTA.
I mean, I'm really bullish on
Internet of
Polygon.
Things.
I think that can move up several places for sure.
Which one?
Polygon, formerly known as Matic, I think that's a fairly good layer 2 solution. But for me, the coin that's been best to me so far is Elrond Gold. If you want to talk about layer 2 solutions, Elrond is actually a fully functioning layer 2.
Which one? Sorry, can you
it's
repeat?
called Elrond Gold.
Elrond Gold.
Elrond.
Scroll
Yeah.
down to it there on your listing.
I wonder where it is actually at the moment. Sorry guys, Kira said no. No, Elrond.
Probably around 50.
I'd say it's cruised up now. It was down underneath 100 at one stage. But I mean, this is a coin that's up at plus 200 quid now. After being, I forget what I bought it for. I bought it for, I think it was 20 or 50 quid. I think I paid for it.
Did you have the original Elrond, or did you get them with
There it is
Elrond Gold?
there.
Elrond
Gold.
Elrond Gold down 14. That's just consolidating.
ELTD.
Is that really true? There's only 214 million market cap. Holy God. So much room for. I'm so bullish on that. I think for something to replace this layer 2 nonsense, I think that's the cat there, as far as I'm concerned.
You have just 4 lines down. Filecoin. What do you think about Filecoin and Compound?
I don't know much about
interesting
it.
coins down there.
So Filecoin is similar to Siacoin from years ago. They're offering a storage solution using IPFS.
Oh, it's a cloud thing. Yeah.
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 They had a good launch. They have a good marketing team. They did grow. They are bigger already than Siacoin, which is doing this a long time now, and they're not around as long. But that market is very hard to crack. Adoption, getting people to move their cloud storage. Cloud storage is so new as it is in the general terms of technology, and getting people to move to the cloud in the first place has been a difficult task. I know one of you in here said you worked on Azure earlier, so you know yourself that people don't just adopt the cloud. Now we're going to ask them to adopt file sharing.
Blockchain, yeah.
I agree totally. Yeah, it's
And
a big ask.
These sort of projects are going to be slower to take off than the likes of DeFi projects, because it's the finance sectors that are getting involved now. It's the institutes that are bringing the cash in. So they're not going to be interested in them products. They're going to be interested in wealth, that the store wealth, and blockchains that work for things that they need. So I wouldn't put too much on Filecoin.
Guys, this is how you know you're in a bull round. Look at this. Ethereum Classic up 29%. we're in silly time. When you see stuff like this, you got to start worrying.
I think Ethereum will benefit always. It's the original Ethereum. So I think we'll give a jump to follow a little bit. I think we'll maybe 10 times that price. I don't know. I have a very small bag of that. I even don't care much if we go up or down. But I think it will follow always the Ethereum, no?
Yeah, I mean, look, in these times it always does well when things are really good.
They had a couple of 51% attacks though, didn't they? They got some really bad press over that about 6 months ago.
Yeah, I think so. Something.
I don't know much about them now. I'd stay away from that with a 20-foot barge pole personally, but I mean, in these times, the craziest things, look at Doge, I mean, that's a perfect example. Just madness.
Dutch is a joke.
Speak of the devil.
I think Alan was just distracting the people to do the movements on Bitcoin with the Dutch coins. So
it's down 20%. It might be time to buy back in.
It might be actually.
Pumps it again.
Very true.
For somebody who don't know the crypto at all, Dogecoin, it might be something interesting.
I think he's got, is it 45 million followers on Twitter, isn't he?
Yeah.
So as soon as he sticks a tweet out, he's going to do something.
Yeah, it's amazing.
But the funny, it was the first movement on Dogecoin was because of a comment that was on a screenshot that someone took on Reddit something that Alan told, and that screenshot had the guy doing a comment on Dogecoin, and then after that it was a big jump, and then I think he took the advantage of that because it just I think he distracted all the people with Dogecoin to make the movement on Bitcoin.
All the kids on TikTok have been pushing that heavy. They all have their own little version of the Wall Street Boys thing. They've been doing it for a while on TikTok. They all just say, everyone just buy it. They're gonna lend to their folks' credit cards and any way they can, and they're all just buying as much as they can. And this is just crazy, you know. This is the type of stuff you just couldn't make up. But here we are.
You know that guy on YouTube as well, BitBoy.
Yeah.
He does obviously a live stream every day for an hour, but he has this challenge now where he's trying to make on air $1,000 to $10,000. So he'll show in the middle of that stream what new coin he's buying. And if you can get in right when he says it, it usually goes up like 200, 300, 400% right there, and then like it's crazy.
If you choose a small coin, it's not difficult. You make a movement. If you go to a coin on the 300s or 400s, it's not difficult. You make a movement because the movement is so low that the moment that you create any movement there, the price will jump immediately. So
that's very true. There's a coin out there. It's actually a brilliant project. YFDI. I bought a couple of them now. It started off as $1.5 grand a coin. It's up to $4 grand a coin now. The market cap is so low. I think it's only 300,000 when I bought. If you bought a coin, you could actually pump the price yourself. You could actually see the price pumping when you bought it.
That's on Uniswap, is it? Because the liquidity is so low as well. Yeah, because loads of that coin is locked in for the staking. So
85%. Amazing.
Yeah,
amazing.
Yeah.
Paul, I'm not going to go on too much about Ethereum. I'm going to let you go into detail on that now in a minute, but up 6%, which is miserable in these market conditions. This is another coin that, like Litecoin, it's just waiting. It has to explode. I mean,
do you think, guys, that the percentage between Bitcoin and Ethereum will be always the same? So if Bitcoin goes up X%, Ethereum will fall on the same ratio.
It hasn't been following at the same ratio.
Well, but that happens always. First goes Bitcoin, and then after Ethereum makes a movement to. First is always Bitcoin, the mover, the first mover.
Yeah, but ETH usually makes a movement before all the rest of the alts, and all the rest of the alts, loads of them have 4, 5, 6, 7x already, and ETH has barely moved.
Yeah, I mean, look, it's after breaking its all-time high, but it's in really zombie fashion. It's unusual. Normally, when ETH's let out of the cage, it's an animal. I mean, the last time you've seen some of the gains, 2,000% gains and stuff. So I don't know. What do you think? Is it going to happen? Is the gas fees thing going to kill Ethereum? I don't know. I mean, I'm still bullish as hell, not holding off a lot of it. So I'll be interested to think what people's view on this. You know?
I believe the solution for avoiding the gas fee is to use layer 2 solutions like Loopring,
Matic.
Yes,
yeah, there is. There's options there, all right, but I mean, as far as just Uniswap stuff, it's absolutely killing Uniswap. PancakeSwap has actually passed Uniswap because of this there in the last couple of days. Market cap was. They're now the second biggest exchange for these types of contracts. So it is obviously affecting them, but I mean, I don't know, maybe it's gonna pop. Like it's holding its last resistance as support now quite nicely. So maybe Bitcoin keeps taking off. It will take off, like you were saying. I mean, it does usually follow, but we remain to see.
They said this week that Tesla made already more profit on Bitcoin than in selling cars.
Yeah,
that's
crazy. Quite something. Speaking of Bitcoin, guys, holy God, we're knocking on the door of 55 here. It's after touching 55 a couple of times here. I have my chart open here. I have it open in the background actually. I got to get rid of this. Oh my God, I mean, this thing could go to 58. There's a fib line about 58. I don't know. This is history. We're making history right now. It's exciting to be here with fellow crypto maniacs living through history.
I have a question about Ethereum for you guys. I have been reading a lot about other exchange platforms. They're going to start offering staking in Ethereum. And there's a wait list. And I'm just curious. I mean, I would assume that once that floodgates kind of open, because in order to stake on actual Ethereum, you have to have 32 Ether, which is very expensive right now. So like Coinbase is going to offer it, Kraken's going to offer it. I don't think that they can do it yet, but they have a waiting list going. And I'm just curious, once people start actually staking on Coinbase and these other exchanges, maybe that could be a catalyst for it to pop. I don't know.
Yeah, I think that will do it
so
already.
much already staked with the 32-bit that
Yes.
it should have kind of had an impact on the market.
Right. Yeah.
I don't think these shared pools are going to, well, of course they're going to be large. I mean, obviously these are Kraken and Coinbase are large companies, but I don't think they're going to be drain that much and lock that much up that liquidity will become a huge problem.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah,
That's a good point. Yeah. I mean, it's just so big. I mean, the amount of people on them, but you're right. I mean,
yeah, no, you're right, Paula, because there's several companies out there at the moment that are staking ETH. I can't remember offhand. There's 2 or 3 of them that were launched in the last year that was stake ETH, and they have the advantage of not locking up your ETH, so you can whip them out within a couple of days. Whereas if you do ETH staking for ETH too, how long is that time period? A year, 2 years, or something like that?
2 years.
2 years. 2 years.
Yeah, that's a lot of time to be kept away from your capital. I don't know. So yeah, I think there's plenty of it staked up. I think that's probably not the issue. Maybe there's some price suppression going on from whales, you know, that's very possible. I mean, it is a traded asset now, so it's a shark tank now, you know, and with a market cap of 26 billion and the institutions on board, there's going to be some sort of tomfoolery going on there, definitely, you know. Maybe that's something to do with it.
What was the volume price you read out there, the 26 billion?
26 billion, yeah. For ETH.
That was the volume today.
Oh, that's the volume. Sorry, yeah.
Yeah,
Market cap
224.
24 billion, yeah.
So Bitcoin's gone over $1 trillion.
Bitcoin's over $1 trillion, yeah.
That must have only happened today.
Yeah, we're making history. I think 53,000 would have pushed it past the trillion market cap. So we're a little over that now. Yeah.
Nice.
I keep the smile off my face. Yeah. Oh, it's such a good day.
So like the truth is known, if I had just like held on to all of my Bitcoin and didn't try play the slots and pick the mooners all the time, I would be in a better position.
No, I think yourself and everyone, because I was, especially with Ethereum, I bought most of my Ethereum about 30, 35, 40 euros. And nice. I invested in that shit coins that I was hoping to go to the moon. And I made profit, but the thing is, if I was quiet, doing nothing, I had much more money or much more value on the portfolio than I have today. I think that's the point that everyone is facing today.
Yeah, I agree.
Yeah.
I actually changed my strategy. I actually sold all of my altcoins after taking profits in there 3 weeks ago, and just put all the profits back into ETH and Bitcoin, and doing a couple of trades up on Bybit. And yeah, I mean, look, the coins, they done some nice moves. They will obviously do probably way more. And this time in a few months, I'll be going crazy. I'll be absolutely disgusted looking at my 100x's could have been and 50x's. But I was happy enough with the profit I took, and now I just feel I'm not checking 4 portfolios a day. I'm not playing whack-a-mole trying to take profits when one coin's going up and another one's going down. And man, the stress of my life has just reduced so much since I closed up MetaMask and Uniswap, I have to say. So, and I'm still getting profits, you know, maybe not as much as I would in a bull run, but I'm happy out, you know. Bitcoin a need for me. I don't mind them shit coins anymore. I kept a small holding of Chainlink, small holding of Cardano, and Elrond Gold is my favorite. I mean, I'm never selling that. That coin has been so good to me over the last year that I can't see it go down. To me,
have you got my wallet?
Sorry, no, I never got the wallet. I haven't even tried the wallet yet. I just hold it.
Really good.
I've heard brilliant things. Yeah. Yeah, and it's a fully functioning layer 2, no messing. It's tested, tried and tested with tons of projects on it. And it's a really interesting project. I'm raged I didn't buy more of it. That's my only regret with Elrond.
I sold a big bag. I'm kicking myself. I sold it at about $13.
Oh,
No.
Thinking I've done really well, but
I think we all have one of them. I mean, BNB, Binance Coin, as I sit here looking at that number 3, I feel sick to the
There is that screenshot of the Twitter that goes around, the guy that sold 1,500 Bitcoins for X amount of price. The true story is, who of us was going to hold that coins for so long? Maybe me. But nobody will. If you had amount enough to make difference in your life, you're going to sell and move on. So I think nobody holds Bitcoin for such a long of time.
I guess the other thing is that until you do cash some of it out, at the moment, you've not actually got any profit, have you? So I mean, we're talking about all the profits and stuff, but if it all tanked overnight and went down to zero,
yeah.
There's many people from 2017 that could tell you stories about that. They were millionaires next day. They were broke. They're down to $5,000.
Exactly.
There was a story. When
does
I was
everybody have like a take profit strategy, or
Yeah.
what is it?
Every time I 3x on a coin, take out 50%. And they do that 50% in. Yeah.
Sorry, just to interrupt you on that one. When I was working in Ernst Young, a colleague of mine there used to say that she was working on pubs on Dublin on the early 2010, 2011. There was a guy, a nerd guy, that was going there and he was tipping all the girls on the pub with the Bitcoins.
Oh God.
And they were throwing away the papers because
Jesus Christ.
And she was just saying that I threw so much papers off that with the secret key, you see. And that's the story. I heard already that story twice on Dublin. So I don't know if it's completely true, but there is some fundamental there.
Yeah, that's horrible. That's like the guy who bought the pizza with 2 Bitcoin.
It was that, you see, that guys that start to mine at the beginning. It's like you receive some tokens, whatever, that you don't know, and he was just completely addicted to that, and he was trying to share with everyone the love.
Yeah.
He was a visionary at the time. So,
well, I suppose, yeah.
And you see, we're all still pioneers at the end of the day. We're all still really early adopters. And they say pioneers don't make anything either. So hold on to your hats.
Yeah. I mean, I just keep filtering the profits into ETH and Bitcoin. And when I notice that, when I think that the market's way overheated, it's gone too frothy, I will turn everything into Tether, even my HODL portfolio, and just watch the whole thing head down. But I don't think that's going to happen this time. In past bull runs, that was a strategy, but now I think things have changed, you know.
What happened to me in 2017, or sorry, 2018, when it comes down. So I was really quick to get out. But then when I arrived to the 14s, I was, okay, he stopped here. He's not going to go deeper than this. And I jump in again. And then I cry all the time, all the way down. So it was funny.
So I'm watching that. I think probably many of you are you watching the Nupal chart on Glassnodes that shows the overbought and the greed area?
Where? Sorry.
It's a chart on Glassnodes. David, you might be able to pull it up there and share it if you have it.
Yeah, I have an account with Glassnode.
And it shows basically when the market is overbought, it turns into this blue color, and it's never been wrong. And it's been hovering towards it for the last while, but it hasn't hit it. So I'm kind of keeping an eye on that. And I think when that goes blue, tether everything and wait is going to be my plan. But I've stopped now, you know, I was taking profits and I was moving them into other coins. I have that many coins now. It's whack-a-mole, like David was saying earlier on. I don't know which portfolio to be looking at when. I just know I'm up but then I'm up the same amount the next day because the other one has gone down and now this one has gone up and I missed that one. And it's all got a little bit crazy.
It's really hard, isn't it? Because there are so many good projects out there, and I think I'm similar. I've probably got about 40 odd coins or tokens, and like you say, keeping track of them, you'll get some greens, some reds, and it evens out. But I think taking profits on it. I mean, one of the things I tried to do is look at certain price targets it was hitting and cashing out at certain points. So it kind of staggered it as it goes up, but it's always keeping a percentage of the coins over and above at the end. The difficult thing is, though, you've got to be really disciplined to do it, because when you sell them, when you still have that tether in your Binance or your KuCoin or wherever you've got it, and you see something else that looks a bit cheap, all of a sudden you're back in.
Yeah.
I suffer from that as well, yeah.
So then for that, I was thinking of, so when I haven't done it yet. So I was only thinking of, for every kind of 10 grand lump sum that I have, to put it into a yield farm and lock it into something.
I think the best is if you build a bot that does that for you, you eliminate the emotional part of the business, you know.
You're going to build a bot for all of us, aren't you?
No, I play with VBA, but VBA I lost all. I tried with Binance with VBA, but the ones that I was winning, the commissions, the fees was blowing up. The
VBA as in Microsoft VBA?
Yeah, Visual Basic in the Excel. So
okay,
it's the only thing that I can play around this. I do it. I said I follow you because of Excel. You are brilliant in Excel. And I play with VBA. I try to build a bot with the Coinbase, and my profit was all blowing up on the fees. But when there was a big waves, I could not, because even if you put the stop loss, the top sometimes don't hit the stop losses and go down, and then you need to wait a long time to the recover. So that's the point of a bot. The good bots are expensive, you know.
I've never used one. I've often wondered about them, but you know, I think sometimes I get that scared of some technical things that even the thoughts of setting up a bot would frighten the life out of me.
Hey guys, I gotta leave to a meeting. It was nice meeting you all. I'm gonna leave my LinkedIn profile here. Love to connect with some of you guys. Learned a lot. I mean, you guys are pros from what I see. I feel like I'm a baby here, but I'm learning so much. Wrote down some notes on some coins, and hopefully see you in the next chat that you guys have.
Do I hope you'll join us again.
Great to have you, man.
Yeah,
See you.
Meet you.
Maybe we can make a group WhatsApp or something with.
Yeah, we set up a Telegram. Maybe that's a good idea.
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah, if then I'll put my phone number here. 467-8527. That's my personal number there. I'm in Telegram too, so just hit me up or hit me up on LinkedIn. Just tell me, hey, whatever I could do, more than open to help anyone here. You got a new friend in
I'll connect with you on LinkedIn later on anyway, that's for sure. And keep an eye on the Meetups page as well, okay? Because we'll have different things going on through the Meetups page.
Perfect. Thank you, guys.
Thanks for dropping
Take
in,
care.
Danny. Bye.
All the best.
Bye-bye.
Thank you, Danny.
So this is the Nupal chart.
Yeah, so guys, see this blue here?
I didn't know that one.
Every time you see this blue, look what happens afterwards.
Is that a paid subscription or is it free?
This is 2 days old because it's free, but if you pay, you can get immediacy, you know. But it normally takes a few days for this dump to happen, as you can see. So
can you? What's the website name there? It's just blocked at the top.
Glassnode, and then go into on-chain metrics.
Can you take a copy of the URL and drop it into the chat there?
I'm doing that.
Yeah.
Oh, good stuff. Good stuff.
Great.
So,
Thanks.
didn't you say that you watched, what's his name, BitBoy? He uses this chart as well. I've seen him show this chart.
Yeah, probably, yeah.
Every time, guys, look, blue, drop, blue, drop, blue, drop, blue, drop. Where are we right now? I just pull our faces out of the way. We are here, which we're a far cry from the top. We've got a bit of space to go. That tells me that there's quite a bit of time left on this bull run. So I
Well,
wouldn't be
now today
panicking
you'd be
just yet.
surprised what happened, how far that line might have gone up
Yes,
today.
yes.
You'd
That
be
could have
very,
pushed
very
it right up,
surprised.
you know. There's another brilliant metric up here that I like to use as well. Hold on, pull our faces back
You,
over
you
here.
use any kind of let's say definitions to create that layout, or is default to that layout?
That's default on the
Okay,
glass node.
perfect.
Yeah, yeah.
Perfect.
So glass nodes are a data providing company on the blockchain industry, and they pull together data on absolutely everything, and they have some standard charts that you can look at for free.
Okay.
And it's on-chain analysis more than technical analysis, so it's not charting the standard charting. It's the likes of number of new wallets and all that
Yeah,
sort of.
it's all blockchain analytics. Look at this, guys, the 2017 crash. Look at that, like, oh man, bang, bang, bang. This indicates euphoria. When the market's too fraudy, everybody's just buying loads of Dogecoin, and Peter Schiff has gone bullish on Bitcoin. You know, this is, and you know, Peter Schiff did actually go bullish the other day. I don't know if any has got onto that, but
we've
just-
only had like 4 blues in the life cycle.
exactly, yeah.
And
These
we've
are
only
big
had
crashes.
4 major crashes, and it's been right each time.
I see that, but do you think this time, you could probably say this every time in the past as well, but do you think this time may be slightly different just because the number of corporations and new people getting into it, that it would make it harder to tank? I mean, I don't know, is that possible?
No, I think this will definitely extend the bull run, but healthy corrections like this are actually necessary to shake out all of this silly money and weak hands. It's just every market will do this eventually, but I think it could be onto something there. I think we could be hitting some sort of super cycle where this gets prolonged, whereas you could get another year out of bull run. It could push it from late 21 to maybe mid or late 22. Well, who knows? You know, who knows?
I think the other thing is a lot of the projects going back a few years were more etherware, weren't they? So there was a concept, but nothing was actually being done. Whereas now you've got you look at VE chain or something like that, they've actually got real use cases.
Yeah, that's very true. Yeah, guys, this is another nice one here. This SOPR.
Sorry, which one was the one that you were looking before?
That's NUPL, NUPL. It's called Net Unrealized Profit and Loss Chart.
I want to find something like that, but in a wallet.
Yeah, be handy, wouldn't it?
So what I'll do is after the meetup, it probably won't be this evening now, it'll probably be tomorrow. I'll just send out an email through the meetups group with links to all of these things.
That will be great, Paula.
Yeah, you seem
very good information.
Yeah.
I have a question about the chart. Does it take into consideration, or maybe just get your thoughts on when Bitcoin actually halves, like for when it hits a point of halving? Does that affect the bull cycle run into the future, or?
Yeah, so they reckon there's
absolutely.
a bull cycle every 4 years just after the halving. And there's another chart there. What's the chart on glass nodes that shows the price value along with the halving?
Oh yeah, I know the one you're talking about. Hold on, I'll pull it up.
See if you can pull that one
I
up.
think I just have to close now. Glass node. I'll open it back up now.
There is actually a glass node chart on that shows that when the halving happens, the bull run's happening straight after it, and it is forecasted into the future as well. But that NUPL one kind of takes in everything, all on-chain data.
Yeah.
On-chain. Okay, interesting.
Yeah, so there's a difference. Like any of us that trade would be looking at technical charts, and we'd be looking at the candlestick charts, and that's just market movement. That's just price movement. Whereas there's an awful lot more going on at chain level that if you don't look at these things as well, you're kind of leaving part of the story out, let's just say.
Right.
Did you
Yeah, I
find
really
that one?
like the impulse. No, I can't remember the name for the life of me, Paul. It's killing me here. We have new, but we have the SOPR. So the SOPR, the spent output profit ratio, is that the one?
I don't know. Bring up your screen there and let me see if I can see it on your screen. I can't think of the name of it myself now, but I know if I see it, it'll be like, oh yeah, it's that one there.
Yeah, it might be this one, all right. The SOPR.
Yeah, it might be that one, all right, yeah.
Open that for you.
Oh no, you're in the academy, you're not in the charts.
I have to go back into it.
And
Hold
it's
on.
not that one.
I'll have to log back in. I know. Hey, there we go. I'm still in the
Right.
academy. Yep.
You're on the academy, yeah.
Hold on. Log back in. Dun, dun, dun.
Well, I tell you what, I'll let you look for that for a sec. Do you want to stop sharing for a second? Okay, and I will share for a second because I want to hug the screen. It's my turn now. So, these are the charts that many of us are probably more used to looking at. And we had as a topic for our discussion today was ETH and what's going on with ETH, and that it seems kind of a little bit stagnant. Now, I'm just going to get rid of some of these indicators because it doesn't really give me much room. And I'm going to make this all smaller. That's a 4 hour. Let's change it to the 1 day chart. And now I can make it bigger again. Okay, this is the ETH chart. And it hasn't been as stagnant as a lot of people have actually been thinking. No, it hasn't. I've been watching this now for like this channel here has been going on for since the start of February. And it just literally broke out from a channel after the dip from when it reached its first all-time high in this cycle. So ETH is still actually moving, but it's moving really, really slowly. So
Yeah.
I've been watching a few. I don't know if any of you have been watching any of the shows on YouTube. I stalk a lot of the YouTubers to find out what's going on. And there's a lot of them saying now that the F2 pool, the ones that have been dumping the Bitcoin, have also been dumping ETH. That every time that
All right.
yeah. So F2 pool are miners. They're one of the largest Bitcoin miners. And every time there's been a pullback on Bitcoin since the start of this year, it's because F2 have done a big, huge dump. So there's been some analysis done and some workings done, and there's been suggestions that F2 are playing part in holding back the price on ETH, and that if it pumps, or when it pumps, should I say, it's going to totally pump. So it just doesn't seem to have broken out of the channel. Now I have a similar chart for Bitcoin. And if we look at Bitcoin, these two charts are extremely similar. So we're in a channel now, which Bitcoin just broke out of today, which is similar to the lower channel down here. These two charts are still really, really following each other an awful lot more than people thought, but the percentages are miles apart. So we can see if we do break here, like with our Bitcoin break today, well, Bitcoin's at 56, everyone.
Yeah.
Guys, I must go also. Thank you very much.
No problem. No problem. Listen, thanks for joining us, and I hope you'll drop in again.
I let my LinkedIn, so
Thank you, Sean.
Lovely.
On a group or something.
Good stuff. I'll
Good to have you.
follow the meetups page, and we'll have more events organized. As we get a little bit bigger, I'm going to start getting proper speakers in. So it'll be properly educational and informative for everybody. So, but I just need to grow the numbers before we can get good speakers willing to talk to us.
I will share in my channel, definitely. It was really interesting.
Thank you.
Excellent. Thank you. Bitcoin is just, I'm in shock here. Bitcoin is just still going.
Oh my God, I've got a trade open on this 5x. I just gotta look. Sorry, just bear with me.
Look, you're not sharing your screen. You're okay.
So exciting.
Else,
so exciting.
When it opens on Bit, I just have my stash. I have no trades.
I got into this at a 52.5. So, and I had a stop loss in at 54, and then I got greedy. I took out the stop loss. I'm so glad now. Greedy paid off for once.
That's good money.
Yeah.
I was charting Litecoin as well this week, and Litecoin is a little bit different. So it is. Litecoin has just followed in the one channel. Now it broke out the day before yesterday, but it's still bouncing back down to the bottom line almost daily. So there's still a good trading channel there in Litecoin that seems to be holding. I would nearly wait till it comes back into the channel. It is in the channel at the moment. Oh, it's not actually. Yeah, before I make a trade on this, I'd nearly want it back in on this channel. And Bitcoin Cash that we were talking about earlier on.
Well, the chart looks bullish.
Yeah, it's
Cumulation.
different to the other, it doesn't seem to be following the same pattern, all the other charts. And this is zooming out. I like to zoom out. This is the daily candle. I know some people like to sit right in at the hourly candle and the 40-minute and the 30-minute and the 2-minute and the 1 minute, and then it's just noise and I can't understand. So it's zoom out for me to get the bigger picture. I'm hoping for this one to break up, obviously. Bitcoin Cash, its all-time high was about 4.5 grand. It's only at 700.
Yeah, there's lots of room there.
So, and that's with PayPal coming in.
And we've got PayPal launching in Europe and Asia in this quarter, apparently. That's going to be so bullish. So yeah, it'd be nice to have a bag of that. I just can't bring myself to buy it. I don't know what it is. I don't know why. I just can't do it.
And then we have the Cardano chart. Quinju, would you like to talk about this one? Because I haven't charted. Have you charted at all?
You're very nice. I don't. Honestly, I think, with Cardano, it's all, like you said, it's very new, and it hasn't, their philosophy is research, publish, peer review, and then execute. And so it takes a lot longer for their things to come to fruition. So I think it's very speculative right now, but they're good concepts that have been, they're really trying to do the due diligence beforehand and making it as updatable as possible. They don't want hard forks like, other blockchains and whatnot. So they want to make it so that it's sustainable in the long run. And so it's all very, like I said, when it comes to their coin, I think it's very, very speculative right now.
Yeah, I'd agree.
Well, they're touching resistance at the moment. If they break that resistance, that's
all-time high.
Yeah, there might be a nice trade in there for traders.
Yeah.
I think that one is well worth. So that's the daily candle. I really recommend zooming out every now and then and looking at the daily candles, and even the weekly candles sometimes I think are good to look at, because it just removes the clutter and it removes the noise, and you can see the direction, and it's clearly on the way up at the moment, but it's at resistance.
Look at the moon I had prior to that. You respect to that moon right there. That was a pump.
I'd nearly stick in a buy on that on around 90 cents along.
Yeah, I'd take that easily. Yeah. And what's the percentage rate from that first big green candle on the left up to the consolidation candle? It's
hold on for a sec. I need to move my Zoom screen to find my calendars.
Is that all happening in the space of 2 weeks?
Date and price range. This one here, is it?
Yeah, down to the left, the first big candle, over to the right a bit, and again.
This one?
Over to the right. You're other right. Yeah, see where the first big green is.
This one?
The breakout, just left of that.
Just left of that.
Yeah, you
Which
see the
left? This candle.
To the left.
Your left.
My left, sorry. Yeah, from there, Paula. See the breakout. Yeah, that's it. And there's a big joint green candle there, and maybe it's, I know you're zoomed out there, so it looks like quite a big move. It's an interesting move.
It is a big move. Okay, so that candle was a 1-day candle, yeah? And it was a 25% candle. Okay. And then it
Holy God.
corrected that whole 25% with that spike down. So it's already done its correction.
Yeah, looks like a good buy. Looks like it's about to take off.
There's easily another 22% up on that one.
Yeah, you're about 30% away from, I think it was 133. I remember Cardano back in August, and I sold a load of it at 130, and I topped out just about a day or two later. I don't think it's ever bet that high since. It wouldn't have. So, yeah, it's not far off that now. So, I think it can absolutely blow its last all-time high away. Like the circumstances then, that was a mini altcoin run we had in last summer. Compared to what's going on right now in the space, I think, God, sky's the limit for this.
This is the weekly candle on it. Oh, I need to turn off that tool. So I do. This is the weekly candle. You know what? I think we've already gone past all-time highs on this.
133, I think it was, if I'm not mistaken. $1.33 was the all-time.
You were watching in Binance?
No, that's a trading view.
What's going on with my thing?
It's a free account as well in trading view, I think, isn't it?
Trading view, yeah.
Yeah, it doesn't allow to go back.
Does anybody have a chart they'd like to look at or share, or does anybody have coins they'd like to tell us about?
No, it was a nice chat in terms of shit coins. I had a bag of them, but I just 2 of them are I think I can do something from them. The other ones I'm just waiting if they grow up a little bit before I get rid of them. But I think the only ones that I hold for long is Voyager, that it was a previous ethos. I went to the ICO, and I went and Dent. And I think it started moving. They got the application on the Apple on the Apple Store, so they are far away from the all-time high. So I just leave the money there. I don't care if they.
When are Voyager coming to Europe? So US only at the moment, aren't they?
Voyager, yeah.
Yeah. Because I've got some Voyager, and it's done pretty well. I think
it's unbelievable. It's 4,000%, something like that.
Yeah, I mean, I picked it up at about 60 cents, which I thought was absolutely.
I bought an ICO. And it was funny because some months ago I was reviewing all my shit bags, and I highlighted 2 to put some money there. One was Dent, another was Voyager, that I want to put some more money there because I could see a project there, and I forgot it for any reason to do it. And now I regret, because €100 on Voyager today was 60,000, 70,000.
Because that's Voyager's gone up about 130% in the last 7 days. So
it's crazy. It's crazy. And Dent is moving. I think Dent is now in a phase of accumulation. Then I have Son. I have I have more. Some things that I went on 2017. Everyone was moving there. I was going like everyone on that time, but that ones really are the strongest one that I have there. And there is one. Let me try to see my wallet. I think you mentioned already. Polymath, right?
Oh, Polygon.
Yeah, you mentioned that, yeah.
Yeah.
Polymath. It's playing really well in the last days.
Oh, Polymath, not Matic.
Polymath.
Yeah, I've heard of Polymath. So Polymath is an older coin from 2017.
Yeah.
Yeah. How is that doing?
I don't know. I just received an airdrop from them. I never cared about that. And the other day, I start to see a movement on that going up, and
It went up about 80% in a day, didn't it? Had a huge,
yeah,
huge
a huge jump.
yeah.
So they're ranked 138 and they're 32 cent at the moment. In the last 7 days, they're up 107%. And in the last 30 days, they're up 218%.
But Voyager, I think, was one of the coins that with more grow on the last month, let's say. If it was not the biggest one, was close to the biggest one. You were asking about the all-time high on ADA, on Cardano, was 118 on January, the 4th of January of 2018.
Okay.
Yeah, so it's not
Some
far
room to
off
go.
there now. It's touching the door there. What's
Yeah.
it, 90 something now?
Yeah. It's today, it's 94.
94% at the moment.
94.
Guys, I think this time in a couple of months, the top 10 is going to look nothing like what it is now.
Yeah,
I think
agree.
there's some reshuffle going to be happening, you know. So
You think?
yeah, definitely. There's some serious. I mean, DeFi was in its infancy when it really took off last year. It was, look at it now, the projects, the technology, the institutional interest. And there's some projects coming up. I mean, see this issues with the gas fees. And there's a project out now, Keeper DAO, where it's going to stop them all fighting to get the gas fees, and it's going to distribute it all evenly amongst them, and that's going to keep the price back down. And if you own that coin, you can immediately take your gas fees back from owning that coin. So I bought Rook when it was I think it was 20 euros. I think it was up. I sold it at 80 euros. God knows what it is now. It's just skyrocketing all the time for this very reason. So I think projects like that moving forward, I think, are going to easily. Like, you can see them slipping into the top 100 already.
What did you sell Rook at?
I can't even remember how much it was. We had that many coins.
You're gonna go mad.
What's that now?
619.
Ouch.
Yeah, but look at, I mean, I wouldn't have been able to hold the positions I have now in my trades if I didn't sell all them coins. So, but I mean, look at, it's going to reshuffle, and it's going to reshuffle heavily. And some of these new tracks coming down the lines, all these silly coins with no fundamentals are going to be a thing of the past soon, as far as I'm concerned. That's why I don't invest in them. RIP Ripple, RIP Doggy Coin. Things are about to change. It's starting to get serious now. It's not just memes. There's not really place for memes unless Elon's pumping them anymore. I mean, it's getting serious out there. There's some serious money coming in. You look at the market cap, you know, it's about
the market cap has
tank.
gone from less than 1 trillion on the 28th of January to over 1.7 trillion today. So in just over 2 weeks, it's nearly doubled in market cap. The market cap chart looks very much like the Bitcoin chart at the moment. Interesting to watch. You know, it kind of looks like a little bit of a blow off top, and it would make you wary.
Yeah, I feel a bit nervous at the minute. But
at that sort of straight level, there's no curve on the chart. It's just straight.
Paul, have you still got trading?
I think there was because I received some message back from some people that was saying that Bitcoin was air was nothing. People in different sectors, and after Alan put the 1.5 billion there, they text me saying, now I believe in Bitcoin. It's unbelievable. With that small movement, brought a lot of credibility to the market. And I think if another company do announcement that they put another billion there, will be impressive, because it was a big confidence. They put 10% of the cash flow, right, on the Bitcoin. It's impressive.
I think we're knocking at the door of mass adoption here for real.
Yeah,
it's about to happen. Paul, have you still got trading view open there? Have you? What's the Bitcoin Ethereum chart looking like? The dominance, the Bitcoin dominance chart, because Last time I looked at it yesterday evening, and something really peculiar is going on. While Bitcoin is soaring in price, it's also dropping in dominance. What the hell does that mean?
Yeah,
don't
I
know.
don't have that chart in Trading View,
No worries.
so I don't. But you can see on CoinGecko, on the top of CoinGecko, you can see Bitcoin dominance is dropping. It's down to 59.6%.
While we're mooning, what the hell is going on there? I've never seen
You
that
have a lot
before.
of projects. If the other ones are growing up to, the money needs to move from one side to the other one, and
Yeah.
there is new money coming, and on the other way, you were not growing up over 1 trillion. So I think that's the explanation, the easy
Yeah,
explanation.
it is.
For
It's
that.
the other coin. The other coins are growing. I mean, it was only a month ago, Bitcoin was at what, about 65% dominance. And
Because my
Yeah.
friends, the new joiners, the recent joiners, that's the ones that didn't believe about Bitcoin, and they jump in. They are going to the other coins. They are not going to Bitcoin because they say, and they have the mind, it's too late to Bitcoin. So they
Yeah.
are putting the money in the other ones. And some of them, they are looking for that pennies that they see incentives. So there is an opportunity there, and it's not like that. Is the project that is behind of the coin. But I think the explanation is that one, and that will happen on the next months, in my opinion.
Yeah. Yeah, it's unprecedented. We're in uncharted waters here, uncharted territory for sure. I mean, we've gone from being internet geek money to ETF funds. This is just crazy. It's hard to wrap the head around, really.
I have a short story. In 2014, I was working on Merck, Sharp and Dohme, the pharmaceutical. I was accounts receivable, and we were dealing with countries like Iran, Egypt, and Libya. And often we were massive monies to collect from there, let's say $1 million. And they were sending us the SWIFT. Look, we made the transfer today. And we were waiting 3-4 weeks to see the money, the color of the money. And we lost completely the track of the money. We didn't know where it was. We were chasing Citibank or whatever. Oh, we don't know. It's with a third party, and we didn't know. Over 3-4 weeks, we lost completely the track. What is unbelievable for these times. And when the money was arriving, it was less 150,000 euros there. And I was asking Citibank, where is the remaining of the amount? Oh, we can say that we charge 60,000 on fees, but in the remaining was fees from another third parties. And it was a completely blank. We could not see that. And I think the potential for a cryptocurrency solved that problem to big companies. And I was talking with the account manager. He was saying, that's peanuts for us because we deal with that on the profit of the medicine or the transaction, you see. But there is a huge opportunity for a cryptocurrency take that space and solve a big problem for big corporation. That transference will be in the worst case, it will be 10 minutes,
Yeah.
20 minutes, you see. There is a huge benefit for a mass adoption for the cryptos.
Yeah, this is what Unibright are actually doing at the moment at Morpheus. That's another good project, good coin.
Morpheus.
Yeah, both of these, they will use the blockchain to track these types of situations, whether they be financial or food industry or barcoding, so that every single cent, every single item will be accounted for. None of this stuff can happen. That's why I think the old way of finance is just on its way out. It's gone. We've moved into, this is a revolution. This is a financial revolution going on here, the blockchain
It
revolution.
was
So
starting to look that way with all the Wall Street bet stuff there the week before last.
yeah, that was some crazy stuff. All right, it's good fun.
It brought loads of
But
new people into
they
the
say
game.
that it was the kids playing, but there was guys there with 1 million on the table. That's not kids that play 1 million on the table.
No,
1 million pocket change for them,
There was something more. They used the kids to do a huge movement, but I think it was some big guy there that wanted to play with the other ones.
yeah.
So,
Funny how their short squeeze on the silver never really came through. That would have been nice, because that's a very manipulated market. I own some silver myself, and anybody who owns silver will tell you you know, the gold to silver ratio was way out of whack. There's some serious price manipulation going on in that market. So I would have loved to see them pull that off, but it wasn't to be. Instead, they done it for
it's not easy to play with silver than it is to play with the game. With the GameStop. It's a completely different game, you know.
Yeah,
it's like you play with Bitcoin and play with a smaller coin. It's completely different to make a move.
The silver market cap is actually tiny. Really small market. Like I always thought it was something huge. No, I was only looking at it there a while ago. It's actually, most of it must be locked up. I mean, that's probably part of the manipulation that's going on. But the ratio is normally 70-1. You know, it should be 70-1, or it is 70-1 now. It should be only about 10-1 or something like that. So you could, whatever, I think an ounce of silver is $22 now, and multiply that by 7, and that's what the price should really be. And that's very modest. That's a very modest.
And they have silver is used in a lot of. There is a lot of use cases. Silver, so.
All the electric cars, I think, and medicine, and every single electric component actually would need silver, wouldn't it?
I was hearing another podcast the other day with some guy from the funding, and they were talking. They were bullish on silver for after COVID because of the industry will start moving, and they will start touching. I think there is the COVID. Situation is delaying a little bit the movement on silver.
Well, as soon as silver goes up, they're all just going to sell it for Bitcoin anyway. So that's what I'll be doing anyway.
So I think the COVID situation might not have helped silver, but it's definitely helped Bitcoin.
Yeah, for sure.
You think
packages where loads of that was pumped into crypto, loads of it.
So with silver, when Bitcoin becomes worth I saw this tweet earlier. Bitcoin will become worth more than all of the silver in the world at $75,000 when it hits 75.
Genie, that's not far from now.
I know, yeah.
Unbelievable.
Wow.
Yeah, so there's a lot going on. I mean, there's too much to even talk about. Now, the amount of stuff that happens in crypto in a week is tantamount to what happens in the whole financial system in a decade or two. You know,
it's really fast to win. It's really fast to lose. It's really fast to whatever. It's a new dimension, you know.
Yeah, it is. It's out there ripping the space-time continuum of finance. I mean, I can't keep up.
If you talk to a fundamentalist of the stocks, and they say that a good profit is to take a profit 5-10% of profit in 1 year in a stock.
It's miserable. I'd be disgusted.
If you say that to a crypto guy, whatever, I'm wasting my time.
That's a bad day for crypto.
An hour or something like that. No, it's unbelievable.
Yeah, I mean, if anybody that's into trading, I mean, there's some serious trades going on right now. It's amazing. It's an amazing time to be in the space. You know? And I know people, as friends of mine, are no-coiners, and they think I'm some sort of gambler. They think I'm a fruitcake. And I gave up. I don't talk about it. It's great to be here with you guys here tonight because I'm completely geek out on this stuff. I try to talk to my pals about this, they go crazy. They just go, "Oh, he's at it again," you know. So fair play.
I'm sure most of us experience that, trying to explain to people.
Try to talk to a no-coiner about coins. It's just.
No, it's difficult. I am on a group on WhatsApp that is mixed between people of crypto. We just joined 2 in the low season because we had early one of Bitcoins and another one of investments, and then we joined the 2. And it's funny because the people that are completely against or they don't know the power of, and now they start, how I can get it. So it's funny.
2 of my good friends recently quit their day jobs to go full-time at crypto because they're making so much more money. So they basically told the rest of us in our big friendly WhatsApp group, and now everybody's on it. Absolutely everyone.
Yeah. The network effect is starting to really kick in.
So I kind of done that back in 2017.
Which one?
What I was doing because I was doing so well in crypto. And then the market crashed.
At least you had a plan B, so
Yeah, I had plan B. I was
That's off that.
okay.
That's another very important thing. I mean,
Well, I just
Cor-
put plan B on, I didn't purposely give it up. I just found that I was doing nothing else but crypto
yeah,
come the end of that
it
bull
tends to
run.
have that effect. According to on-chain data, this market is set to end now. If we're in a super cycle, you may write all this information off, but the on-chain metrics are suggesting currently that we're going to have a blow off top and a serious dip in around July to October, somewhere between then, Q3 to Q4. So it's very important by then to have a plan B, because when this all dries up, obviously pull profits along the way, but also have a plan B, a form of income if you are full time in crypto by the time that happens. Because a lot of people will make that mistake. They think we're going to be able to just throw longs on Bitcoin for the rest of their life. No, it's not going to happen. And Dogecoin won't be 100%, and nor will Pancake Swap this time in the year, most likely. So the shrewd move is to plan now for them.
But how would you sense that the market is really going to dip? Like, would it be like 3 or 4 or 5 days in a row where it's dipping slightly, or would it be if everything dipped 10, 20% a day, would you be like, pull out?
The truth is, Bitcoin can dip 40% in a day, no problem to it, and it doesn't mean anything.
It happens already. It
has happened many times. So, I mean, no person alive can call the top or the bottom. Anyone who tells you they can is a liar.
And it can't happen so fast. Like you take a plane on Dublin and you arrive in Lisbon and you watch your wallet and you start to cry. What happened on the sky?
That Newport chart that we looked at earlier.
That's your best bet.
That's your best bet at the moment.
Yeah. And another thing is, when people that hated crypto start jumping on board, that's usually a huge sign.
Yeah.
You know, when celebrities, when you see all that, and we're having a bit of that at the moment, but nothing compared to what it was back in 2017. You had what was her name? What's that girl? I don't listen to pop music myself. Katy Perry. She had her nails done in Bitcoins. Yeah, no, that was a pure sign. I think a month later, the whole thing just collapsed.
And the guy from McAfee, right? The McAfee, the guy from the.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, these are signs. The other day, Peter Schiff, for you, those of you who don't know Peter Schiff, I'm sure you all do. He is the biggest anti-Bitcoiner under the sun. He's a gold bug, an old school Wall Street guy. He hates crypto, hates Bitcoin, and he won't admit it. All of his friends have turned around and invested in it and admitted it. Peter Schiff, when he turns around and turns bullish on Bitcoin, sell everything. I mean, he came out the other day and said, well, maybe Bitcoin could go to 100 grand, but it's still going to zero. So, that's extremely bullish for Schiff. And he did that. So, I mean, watch out. But then what happens a week or two later? Bitcoin moons off and, consolidates and moons off. So, who knows when the top is? Newport looks good. I think we're good for another while. I wouldn't be panicking just yet anyway.
Definitely keep an eye on Newport. And anybody, I don't have a paid subscription to Newport or to Glassnode, but you'll find loads of the YouTubers too, and loads of the YouTubers keep an eye on that chart too. And as soon as it's heading there, it'll be well known, and you'll know the name of it straight away. So take note if you hear or see in anybody's headline Newport chart nearing blue, then you know to pay attention.
I think the other thing that I've started to realize a lot more is that you need a lot of different exchange accounts as well. And just seeing, I mean, things like we've had crypto.com that's gone down for a bit. You've had Coinbase doing its usual stuff.
Coinbase, oh God, it's a nightmare. Yeah.
Nightmare. But all of them, I guess, if we get to a point where everyone's going to be kind of clearing out their wallets or whatever, that's where it's going to cause problems, because everything will go down, and then by the time it's back up, you're down 60%.
That's right. Swissborg is an absolutely amazing exchange that doesn't go down. I don't have any problems with that. I find it to be very stable. But having said that, it only has a couple of million users. So as soon as we're in full bull mania and it has billions of users, of course it's going to happen as well.
But that's why the likes of Binance and stuff are going down, because they're getting, along with the all-time high prices, they're getting all-time high traffics.
Yeah.
Yeah, anytime Bitcoin goes crazy, Binance just goes down.
But do you think that's more a tactical thing from their point of view?
I think so. I always maintain
I definitely
that. I
have
fully
that
believe
suspicion.
that. Yeah, they're holding off, leaving everyone hanging, and the price is just either skyrocketing or bottoming out. You know,
Mm.
and you're left hanging there.
What about platforms like have you guys heard of BlockFi, where they're doing loan and you can get yield? I mean, that obviously is high risk when it gets so volatile, where people are, you know, collateralizing with Bitcoin or collateralizing with a stable coin.
That's true.
Sell is right. Sell is.
So
I stake on BlockFi myself, actually. Yeah.
Do you? Yeah.
Yeah, I stake ETH and Bitcoin on a BlockFi. Anything that I haven't cold storage, instead of just leaving it in a wallet, doing nothing, I'll throw it onto BlockFi and just get the early interest off it. I haven't had any problems yet. I haven't seen it through a bull run either. Having said that, so who knows what way it's going to behave when it's under serious pressure. I don't know.
So how long does it take to unstake? Is it different for
24 hours, which is great.
Okay.
24 hours, yeah, which is amazing. That's why I chose BlockFi, because of that quick turnaround.
I'm staking in Celsius, which has been really good, some really good rates. I was wanting to move something back to one of my wallets the other day, and one of the things I didn't realise with them is you need to whitelist the address you're sending it to, and they have a 24-hour period that whitelist for security, I guess, until that becomes live. But once you've done that, you can do immediate withdrawals on it. And the really good thing about Celsius is that they don't charge you for the withdrawals, so the gas fees or whatever. Obviously, you've got to pay to get it in there, but I've not paid any fees for withdrawing stuff from Celsius yet. But it was, I suppose, it's just be aware if you have got Celsius. You need to have that whitelisted address if you're going to do anything. Otherwise, you've got 24 hours of it just sitting there.
Yeah, it's not good when you're in a hurry. Have you bought any Celsius coin?
I have a little back.
Yeah, it's done some performance over the last year. I'm raging I never bought any.
Yeah, you can because if you're staking it, your coins in Celsius, you can have it paid in Celsius coin, and you get a slightly better rate rather than have it paid in whatever the token you're staking. The other thing about Celsius, I sound like I'm shilling Celsius now, but the other thing about Celsius is they normally have some good incentives for you to kind of add coins to staking.
Yeah.
There's been a few good, I think I've done probably about $200 or $300 worth of Bitcoin just from incentives where they'll give you $40 for putting in over $1,000 worth of a coin or something like that. So it's worth looking, and I think BlockFi are the same, where you get some of those incentives.
Yeah, I actually downloaded the Celsius app and all. I listened to what's the guy who set them up? Mashansky. I love listening to him. He's a good guy.
Oh, Alex Mashansky.
Alex Mashansky. Yeah, I listen to his podcast now and again. But yeah, he talked me into it, but I've never brought any money over. I was too mean. I was too busy trading and stuff with it. But in when things get a little less bullish, I will definitely use it. Yeah, sounds good.
And what do you think about the Pancake Swap?
Yeah, it's after overtaking Uniswap there earlier on.
I just hear about them today. One of my guys on one of chat rooms that I have, he was talking about Pancake Swap.
Yeah, it's basically Binance's version of Uniswap. So you don't get charged the gas fees. You can do trades for little or nothing. So like it's even though it sounds like a complete and utter ridiculous project, it's actually a good project. But look at how much it rose. I mean, I wouldn't touch that at the moment. It's after 200-300x or something. I mean, I wouldn't buy into something that's milling that much already. But everyone to their own, you know. Damn good project though. I mean, despite the name.
Yeah, because I did that mistake in 2017. I was putting something in every single project that everyone was talking about. And then I realized that I had about 50, 60 different tokens, almost impossible to track.
Yeah.
And, fortunately, one or two paid for the other ones, but I realized that many times you try to put your an egg in everywhere to see.
It's very easy to do,
isn't it? Because the other thing that I've realized with spreading it, because that part of my strategy was to spread it and kind of hope for a couple of 100x's in there. But you end up spreading yourself too thinly with it. So when you do get a really good gain, it's not as much as it could have been. But then I guess you might have missed out on it if you hadn't invested in that other coin. So it's a really difficult one to work a good strategy out, whether you go big into a few coins or whether you spread it a bit further amongst a lot of projects.
It was my mistake. I put a little, just like Voyager. I went just there with the $100 at the time, something like that. I see your colleagues of mine went with 1,000, but I hold mine. They sold because it's still far away from all-time high. I think the all-time high was 3 times. I think 4,
12 or $13.
yeah, something like that. So,
yeah.
And the thing is that one. Many times if you want to, today I do a little bit different. I try to focus just in some projects and put more there, of course, instead of putting an egg in everywhere and then wait to see. I try to understand a little bit more from the projects than before.
Guys,
Yeah, then just looking at the candles.
yeah. Right, guys, I think we'll wrap this up. It's been absolutely lovely to meet you all.
I think so. I'm going to drop my contacts on the, if there is a WhatsApp group or whatever.
Yeah, maybe I'll set up a Telegram if you're interested.
Yeah.
Or that.
That'd be
You
good.
touch
We put
base.
a link. What we'll do is, instead of dropping your numbers in here, because once I close down the Zoom, I don't get I don't think there's a way for me to copy all them notes.
I think you can. You copy all them, right click and put on the
I'm trying
text.
to figure that out now. I have to
You
check.
can take the shot.
Oh, sure, I'm recording them and I have my thing up.
Just, yeah. It's,
Yeah, but you can save the shot. You go to File, to the 3 dots, and you save.
I don't have a save.
You don't?
Oh, okay. No, I'm on the wrong one. Save chat. Yeah. Okay. Grand. I have that all saved. Okay, that's perfect. Yeah, I was in the participants buttons up the top. So I was. So
yeah,
what
I'd
we'll
love
do
to. I'd love to stay and chat all night, but I'm absolutely panicking over this tray to have open. I've got to get back there in case something tries the cabinets.
But look, yeah, it was great, everyone, for meeting up. And as I was saying earlier, when one of the other dudes was leaving, we will arrange proper speakers and stuff like that. We'll also run lounges like this, so we can just come in and have a chat. But we would like to educate people. There's going to be an awful lot more noobs coming into the game and stuff. And we would like to be able to provide good, solid information to them and get decent speakers and that. But for our first one, thank you very much, everybody, for coming in. Yeah.
Thank you all.
Yeah, thanks for organizing as well.
Lovely
It's
to
great.
meet you all.
Great job.
You better come next time. You're my female counterpart.
Got you, girl. I'll be right here. I promise.
High five.
It was so nice to meet you all. I hope you all have a really nice evening. And thanks for doing
you.
this. This was awesome. I really enjoyed
Yeah, I
it.
really enjoyed it myself.
Yeah.
Thanks,
Really
guys.
good. Thank you.
Right
Guys.
then. Take it easy, everyone. Bye-bye.
Peace out.
Bye.
Yeah.